Hello and good morning. Thank you again for joining us in this interview. We're going through the Kalenjin group at large, and today we are privileged to have our guest, none other than Emmanuel Kipyegon. Will take us through this journey of the Kalenjin at large. Welcome our guest today, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Mr. Lamayan, for hosting me in this show of yours. It's an horrible thing to be part of this show today.
Yeah, you are so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. You are so welcome. And just briefly tell us something about yourself.
So, thank you so much, Mr. Lamayan. As you've heard, my name is Emmanuel Kipyegon Ngeno. I come from Molo constituency, at a place called Kabianga. And I'm a last born in the family of 6. I'm currently studying at St. Paul's University, pursuing communication. And I'm from the Kalenjin, most especially the Kipsigis, because Kalenjin is the large tribe. So I'm from the sub-tribe that is the Kipsigis people. I'm born again Christian. I'm a person who ready to be corrected by those who are above me and those who are below me.
Yeah, wow, that's a very nice introduction of yourself. So, just briefly, as we now indulge into this conversation of today, maybe just let us understand more about the Kalenjin at large and how the Kalenjin are divided. Do you have some other groups under the Kalenjin?
Yeah, we do have some other groups other than the Kalenjin. So we have the Kipsigis, the Nandi, the Tugens, the Marakwes, the Chaos. Then they have the Sabaot. Have the people who are residing at those who are forgotten their name. They are residing at Mau Forest. Yeah.
So especially you come from where?
I come from Kipsigis, the Kipsigis.
The Kipsigis.
Yeah.
Now they are located where they usually.
The Kipsigis people are mostly found out. That is the side, the highlands of Kenya. That is Kericho. They go to Bomet. Yeah, those sides. So most of us, the Kipsigis, we are located at that place.
Yeah. Now Kericho, do you guys plant tea?
Yeah, there's a lot of tea there. So from back then, the Kipsigis people are indulging in pastoralism. But nowadays, the new days, they are engaging in farming. The farming activities mostly the tea, because that is the highlands. There's a lot of rain there, so they are planting a lot of tea there and plucking them.
One country they are focusing now more on tea plantation.
Yeah, they are focusing more on tea plantation.
And then they do large scale farming.
Yeah, there are some who have the large scale farming. So there are others who have been employed by big factories.
Oh yeah.
By factories which are in the highlands. There are others who have their 2 to 3 acres, 5 acres of tea. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nice. I never heard that.
It's a good place to go. It's green.
Yeah.
Evergreen.
I'll visit one day there.
You can just visit.
Hey wow. So now I know in different cultures there's a way that they brought up their children from their childhood to the adulthood, or may I say the period that you are now above 18 years. So just briefly take us through your culture, the Kalenjin, the Kipsigis culture.
So just like any culture in Kenya, there's always the 4 rites of the 4 passages.
Yeah.
Person that is being born,
Sure.
Then you go to initiation. After initiation is marriage. Then after the last one is death. So for Kipsigis, you're still following that. And when you are born, there is always after being born, then you go to initiation. That is the period of, you can say, from 1 year to around when you are almost 13 and you are rocking 14. Now that's the time now you'll be taken to initiation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So now after initiation, now you proceed to another level.
Yeah, being the warrior now of the community. Yeah.
Oh, what's the main agenda or the main thing that the warriors does in your community?
So there's always the two-sided thing, whereby there's the age group and the age set.
Yeah.
So the age group are those people who are born during the same time.
The same time.
Yes. Then age set, those who you initiated with, called Bagules in our local language.
Oh, Bakule.
Bagules. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So now those are the age group,
age set.
age set,
Yes,
who have circumcised together.
yes, the same period.
Now that relationship now builds there until now you marry. That friendship still be there. That of age sets.
Yes, that's the office Bagules. Up to nowadays, even big people can find them calling themselves Bagule Bagule.
Now you yourself you have your bakule.
Yeah, there are some Bagules that I have.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you do, guys, with those? I know you respect your bakules. So what do you do when you are together? Is that some respect between you guys?
Yes, there's a big respect in the culture. Um, if you're initiated together, I'm not supposed to go ahead and code the sister to my Bagule. I'm not supposed to engage in a relationship because I treat her like my sister now.
Oh.
Yeah, so if I get initiated with you, to Leila Mayan, so your sister now will be like my sister now.
Sure.
I'm not supposed to engage in any relationship with her. Yes.
So now that builds a boundary now
Yes,
between you.
it's built a boundary in a relationship
Wow.
between you and the Abagula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. That looks interesting.
Yes.
So now beside that, now let's go through the family. Do you guys do monogamous marriage or polygamous?
Now, mostly the Kipsigis people are considered in marrying one wife. It's not like before. Before, that is back then. But nowadays, people marry one wife. But back then, people, for you to be a senior most person in the community, people had to marry even 4 wives, 5. Marrying many wives showed that you have authority.
Authority.
Yeah. And you'll be respected. It will be in another level now.
Oh,
Because by the person you have one wife and you're having 5 wives, mostly the chiefs back then, they were having many wives. Yeah.
So the more you have many wives, the more you are ranked as someone who is
an elder in the community.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So what about now? Because now the economy now has risen high. What do you guys do? Do you still...
Nowadays, nowadays, people marry one wife. Yes. So most of the people marry one wife.
Mostly because of what?
The change in environment, the new education system, because a lot of people have been educated, so they see the thing of marrying many wives like the thing of the past.
Sure.
So they are under the new 21st century now. Yes.
Now, just to take you back, you have said something about education. Do you guys educate girls and boys both, or you prioritize with boys only?
Back then, they used to prioritize mostly the boys, and they end up to forgetting the girl child. That's why they came now. You always hear everywhere saying, crying for the girl child, the girl child, the girl child. That is because back then they used to consider mostly the boys. The girl was somehow neglected. Yes.
Oh wow! Because now I see, for example, the Chemtine going. Is she from your?
For some time going, I've not followed her history well, so maybe I can say. Though I'm not sure, I can say maybe it's from the Kipsigis side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, when they get education, they become good and independent. They depend on themselves. Now they can do more things because of the education.
Yes, they become the lead people in the community.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's great. Now, just back then, you just told us that nowadays you don't marry, or you do monogamous rather than polygamous. So, for example, now if you are given a chance to marry, or because I know you are not yet married, can you marry more than one wife?
Or for me, my belief is that sometimes for the youth, when I reach that age of marrying, one wife is enough.
One wife.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
because of economy or?
No, just from the lifestyle.
Okay.
It's good having one wife rather than having a lot of wives.
You can concentrate with one wife.
Yeah, because I always believe that having many wives brings a lot of responsibility
Yeah, sure.
than having one wife. So having one wife to minimize the responsibility.
Sure. Hey, well, that's nice. Now, just generally about your culture, do you guys have some special events over the year or something like that?
The special events are like those for initiation. The initiation is every year.
Every year.
Every year around
Once per year.
December. Yeah, from this year to the next year, just a continuous process. So it's always done November when those people are doing those who people are in primary school. They're transiting to high school. So that age, most others are being class 7, class 8.
Yeah.
So they're being taken to the initiation. They first build. They almost take 1 week building the hut the way they are going to stay. It's called they build the house. That then after that they go and assemble. Yes, for the local languages we call it menjo.
Okay.
Yes,
So
after building the menjo now,
yeah.
now they prepare the day of that they are going to be initiated. So normally around almost 12 midnight. Yes, where they gather first. The mothers speak to their children to be courageous. Then after that, now the men take the role. From that 12 at night, they take them to their menjos. After taking them to their menjos, now that's when now the process of being manhood begins.
Now that initiation process starts at 12 or
It depends. It is mostly that midnight, so it depends on the number of the initiates.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if there are a large number, they start early at 12.
Mostly 12, so it will take a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's no initiation during the daytime.
Daytime is they always not do it during the daytime. So always practice at night. Yes.
So you guys, do you go through FGM?
The FGM thing for the Kipsigis people, I can say, not most of them, but we go to these people like the Nandis. Back then they used to practice FDM, and up to date there are some. If you have been hearing the news, the place called Marakwet, Elgeyo Marakwet.
Yeah, sure.
There are some places where girls are being circumcised up to date. Yes.
Yeah, wow. Now I think it's the high chance now they get to know the benefits or the negative effects of the FGM. Or how do you see it as yourself?
You know,
Your opinion?
For it will take time to face off this practice because it's something that they've been used to for decades of years.
Many years
Their
ago.
forefathers back then, they used to practice that.
Yeah.
Maybe even their grandmas back then, they were being circumcised during this FDM. So for them, it's like a normal thing to them.
Yeah.
So for you coming in, the government must come with an adequate measure on how to just take the villager slowly by step, so that they can able to understand
Yeah.
on what's the side effect of FDM.
Sure.
Yes.
So you mean when they will be educated now, they will leave that thing that have been there more years ago.
Yes,
The
but it
practice
will take time.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, wow, that's nice. So just maybe briefly, this culture, the Western culture, has it affected your culture, the Kalenjins?
I can say the Western culture have affected those people who migrated to the urban areas.
Yeah.
Because most of those who are in urban areas, like me today, you can see me wearing the fashion of nowadays.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. It's not like back then. Back then, we used to wear skins. So the Western culture, I can say to some extent, it has entered into the Kipsigis people and the Kalenjin at large.
Yeah.
For those who have gone to the urban areas, but coming back to those people who are in the rural areas, some of them still practice their cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those who have gone to the urban areas are the one who have embraced the Western culture now.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's nice to hear from you. Just maybe in conclusion, maybe you can face on your camera, tell people who are watching you something, because I know you can't lack something to tell them.
So thanks so much. What I would like to encourage the people is that it's good to belong into a culture and follow your culture, because being in the culture enables you to understand what was done back then, because the youths of nowadays, most of them want to embrace the Western culture a lot, forgetting their own culture, because sometimes, like the thing of getting married, there are those rights which are being followed. You must take the cars to the your spouse home. So it's good you stick. Sometimes if you're not in the urban areas, you go back to the rural areas and able to sit with the men and the elders back then, so as you can get to one or two things about what was done back then, so that you cannot be faced out by the new Western culture. You can have something you embrace. And when it comes to this generation, 21st generation, your children may always come to you, or other people can come to you to get a bit of hint about your culture. So it's good to go back to the rural areas and get a bit understanding of your culture more. Thank you.
Hey, wow, thank you so much, Emmanuel. We've been with Emmanuel, and thank you so much for taking us through the history of the Kalenjin as large. We really appreciate your time. Until next time, see you.